Did Tori Roloff just destroy everything she and Zach built together? The internet is on fire with shocking rumors, whispers of betrayal, heartbreak, and even a possible second husband. For years, Zach and Tori Roloff were the heart and soul of Little People, Big World, the couple who made fans believe in love that could withstand anything. Their story was one of growth, family, and faith, lived out in front of millions. But now, that picture-perfect image is cracking. New details suggest that behind the smiles and family posts, something much darker was brewing. From emotional distance and sudden silences to cryptic captions and missing wedding rings, fans are connecting the dots, and the story they're uncovering is almost too unbelievable to be real. So, what really happened to Zach and Tori Roloff? Did fame and pressure finally tear them apart, or is there more to the second husband rumors than anyone expected? Today, we're diving deep into the shocking truth behind the headlines, the rise, the fallout, and the emotional storm that could change the Roloff family forever. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The signs were there, hidden in plain sight, the kind of subtle shifts only longtime fans could detect. For years, Tori and Zach Roloff were the definition of a picture-perfect couple. From their heartwarming wedding on Little People, Big World to their adorable life raising 3 kids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, their bond seemed unbreakable. But when the cameras stopped rolling and the family retreated into private life, something began to change. Tori, once known for her cheerful posts filled with emojis and family snapshots, started sharing messages that felt different. Instead of lighthearted captions about motherhood or their kids' milestones, her tone grew introspective. Words like growth, change, and letting go began appearing more often. In one post she wrote, "Sometimes life takes you places you didn't expect and maybe that's okay." Fans flooded the comments asking if everything was all right, but Tori never answered directly. Meanwhile, Zach's silence spoke volumes. Normally active and engaged with fans, he suddenly went quiet, fewer posts, fewer interviews, and almost no public appearances with Tori. Instead, his rare updates were centered on the kids, especially Jackson's medical updates or milestones from their family podcast, Raising Heights. The warmth between them seemed to fade from public view, replaced by a sense of distance that even casual followers couldn't ignore. Then came the photos, or rather the lack of them. Tori and Zach, who once documented every family holiday, stopped sharing couple pictures altogether. For their wedding anniversary, Tori didn't post a tribute like she had in previous years. Fans noticed. Threads on Reddit and Facebook groups filled with speculation. Was it stress? Was it fame? Or was it something deeper? Friends close to the couple began to whisper that the reality of raising 3 young children, combined with years of fame and public scrutiny, had begun wearing them down. Leaving TLC was supposed to bring peace, but instead, it exposed their differences. Tori loved connecting with fans and sharing their journey online. Zach preferred privacy, simplicity, and focusing on the kids. Those opposing instincts began a clash behind closed doors. And then there was the growing tension with the Roloff family itself. The feud over the Roloff farm sale had already strained Zach's relationship with his father, Matt, and that emotional weight carried into his marriage. Tori often found herself caught in the middle, supporting her husband, yet wanting to maintain peace within the extended family. According to sources, that stress lingered long after they left the show. Around this time, Tori also began hinting at feeling unseen. On her podcast, she once said, "It's hard when people assume your life is perfect, but behind the scenes, you're just trying to hold it together." Fans felt the pain in her voice, not of someone angry, but of someone exhausted. Little by little, these moments painted a picture of a couple quietly drifting apart. The public didn't see arguments or drama, just emotional distance, a silence that said more than words ever could. By early this year, the rumors were no longer whispers, they were headlines. Fans who once admired their unshakable love were now asking the hardest question: what happened to Zach and Tori Roloff? Could this quiet unraveling have been the start of something much bigger, the beginning of the end for one of reality TV's most beloved marriages? Behind closed doors, cracks began to show in what once looked like an unshakable partnership. After years of filming together, both Zach and Tori had built their identities around the show, and walking away left them facing an unexpected void. Fame had given them structure, attention, and a sense of purpose. Without it, they had to rediscover who they were, not as reality stars, but as husband and wife, as parents, and as individuals. Sources close to the couple shared that the adjustment wasn't easy. Tori reportedly began feeling that Zach wasn't as emotionally available as before. His focus turned toward maintaining their home, dealing with the aftermath of family disputes, and navigating his own frustrations with his father. Meanwhile, Tori, juggling 3 young kids, social media expectations, and her own dreams, began to feel overwhelmed. Fans noticed how her once bubbly energy online turned quieter. Posts that used to overflow with humor and gratitude became shorter, more reflective. At times, her captions hinted at exhaustion and loneliness, something her followers didn't overlook. "Parenting is hard," she once wrote, "especially when you're trying to hold everything together." Those few words fueled a storm of speculation, were things falling apart behind the scenes. For Zach, the stress was different but just as heavy. He was caught between being a husband, a father, and the son of Matt Roloff, whose farm disputes had created a deep family divide. Viewers saw glimpses of that tension on the show, but off camera it reportedly took a real emotional toll. Zach wanted to protect Tori from the chaos, yet that very distance made her feel shut out. Friends said they tried to reconnect by spending more family time together, from camping trips to quiet evenings at home, but the spark wasn't the same. The weight of unspoken frustration grew heavier with each passing month. Their communication reportedly suffered. Little misunderstandings turned into arguments, and moments of silence began to replace laughter. To outsiders, they still looked picture perfect. But those closest to them noticed their eyes didn't light up the same way when they talked about each other. Tori, known for her honesty, hinted at her struggles on the Family Raising Heights podcast. She spoke about needing grace, patience, and space, words that left many wondering if she was describing her marriage. By mid-year, even fans who tried to dismiss the rumors began to admit something was off. The couple who once shared everything, milestones, dreams, inside jokes, now seemed to live parallel lives. While Zach focused on projects around their home and spending time with the kids, Tori poured her energy into self-expression, faith, and finding personal happiness again. They weren't fighting in public, but they weren't exactly united either. What was once effortless now required effort. What once felt natural now felt forced, and that, fans say, is when the fairy tale began to fade. By this stage, it wasn't just speculation anymore. The whispers of trouble had grown into full-blown concern among little people, big world fans, and close followers of the Roloff family. Insiders began to suggest that a divorce might be on the horizon, marking the end of one of reality TV's most beloved love stories. According to multiple sources, tension between Zach and Tori had been simmering for months, perhaps even years. What once looked like playful banter on social media and in interviews had reportedly turned into genuine frustration behind closed doors. Those who know the couple say that their communication began to break down, replaced by long silences, short tempers, and emotional exhaustion. Tori, always open about her struggles with motherhood, seemed to be searching for something deeper: emotional support, affection, and acknowledgement. She wanted to feel seen, not just as a mom or wife, but as her own person. But Zach, overwhelmed by financial stress, health concerns, and lingering family disputes involving Roloff farms, reportedly found it difficult to meet her emotional needs. The more they tried to talk, the more distant they became. What used to be their greatest strength, their ability to laugh through challenges, slowly turned into a point of weakness. Sources close to them say that arguments became a part of their daily routine, with misunderstandings piling up until even the smallest disagreement sparked bigger conflicts. Their differences, once the foundation of their charm, Tori's emotional openness and Zach's grounded practicality, began to clash rather than complement each other. Friends of the couple have hinted that Zach's pride and stubbornness sometimes made it hard for him to admit when things were falling apart, while Tori's growing independence made her want to step away and rediscover who she was outside of the Roloff name. Fans noticed the shift long before any official word came out. Tori started appearing at events alone, often without her wedding ring. She began focusing on her personal goals, creative work, and her podcast Raising Heights. Meanwhile, Zach was rarely seen in her Instagram stories, a stark contrast to their once inseparable dynamic. Observers noticed that she had removed several family pictures from her feed, which only fueled the rumors that something serious was happening behind the scenes. Many wondered if the couple's move away from the Roloff farm was the start of their emotional separation. After years of tension surrounding ownership disputes with Matt Roloff, Zach and Tori's decision to distance themselves physically from the family might have created a deeper emotional gap between them as well. As time passed, insiders claimed that Zach's inability to adapt to Tori's changing emotional needs became a breaking point. While she longed for new experiences, adventures, and a life beyond TLC's spotlight, Zach seemed content to stay the same, living quietly, close to his roots. The mismatch of dreams reportedly became too big to ignore. Then came the rumors that Tori had confided in friends about feeling lonely even when Zach was around. She allegedly told close acquaintances that she felt unseen and unappreciated, hinting that her heart was no longer in the marriage the way it once was. For fans, it was heartbreaking to witness. This was the couple that had given viewers hope, a love story that began on camera and grew through every challenge, every child, and every family conflict. But now those same fans began to wonder whether this was the final straw that broke the Roloff marriage. Was it fame, family drama, emotional distance, or simply growing apart over time? Perhaps it was a combination of all of them, the silent buildup of years of unresolved pain. Whatever the reason, by this stage it was clear. Something had shifted permanently between Zach and Tori Roloff, and the cracks that once seemed fixable had finally grown too deep to mend. The internet was buzzing, and Tori knew it. Her post wasn't long or even detailed, but it was enough to stir chaos. A single line, "Sometimes God sends you someone to remind you what love really feels like," became the spark that lit a wildfire of speculation. Fans dissected every word, wondering who she meant. Was it Zach or someone else? Screenshots circulated across Reddit, Facebook groups, and fan pages. People compared timelines, noting how Tori had recently started appearing in photos with a mysterious male friend, someone from her local church community, who she'd reportedly met during volunteer events. Soon, Tori's new husband became a trending phrase among LPBW followers. Some fans defended her fiercely. They said she deserved happiness, especially after what seemed like months of emotional struggle. Others accused her of betrayal, suggesting she moved on too fast while Zach remained at home with the kids. Meanwhile, Zach's silence grew deafening. He didn't post a single photo, didn't comment on her updates, and avoided any mention of Tori during interviews or family gatherings. Even close friends seemed unsure of what was really happening. Was this a publicity stunt, a misunderstanding, or a sign that their marriage was truly over? Insiders claimed that Tori had been leaning on a close male friend for support, a relationship that, according to them, crossed emotional boundaries. Whether or not that's true, one thing was undeniable. The couple's public image had been shattered. The second husband rumor didn't just stir gossip, it reshaped how fans viewed Tori entirely. Once seen as the grounded, devoted mother of three, she was now painted in two completely different lights, either as a woman rediscovering her strength or someone who had broken her vows. But the most shocking part, Tori didn't deny it. She never corrected the rumors or clarified the cryptic post. Instead, she kept sharing quotes about finding peace, releasing pain, and starting over. Her captions seemed to say everything without saying anything directly. And as Zach retreated further from the public eye, fans began wondering if this second husband revelation was more than just a misunderstanding, if it was actually Tori's subtle way of confirming that their marriage was already beyond repair. By this point, what started as whispers of trouble had turned into a full-blown scandal, one that divided fans, shook the Roloff fandom, and left everyone asking the same burning question. Who exactly is Tori Roloff's second husband?